It was quite obvious with the overwhelming landslide of the votes there with 119, so that was pretty much unanimous. Interestingly enough, the one vote that opposed the legislation came from ACT Party, and the leader, David Seymour, actually planned to oppose the speed of the laws, but he missed the action to leave the House because he was talking to the media. That is not going to go down very well. Now, David Seymour is throwing that back, saying that because he was the only lone voice, this was done to distract him. It obviously isn't true, but this also does mean that because he missed the action, Parliament doesn't need to pass the law under urgency before it can bring it into legislation by next Friday. The second reading of the Act will be on the 9th of April, and it's going to go very, very quickly after that to become into law. Secondly, the point that you say that, yes, the world has been, marveling at how fast and how swift action has been taking. Just a little look down the history, though. New Zealand's gun laws have been in legislation form for about 35 years now, but it was an overhauling has been long overdue, Adnan, because a 35-year-old legislation did not take into account social media and all the disadvantages of technology. So this was long overdue. Many people are saying that over the last 2 decades, the minority that was the gun lobby, even though it was in a minority, but somehow at every step they managed to stop an overhauling or amendments to the Arms Act. Until we had a tragedy of this level, of this unprecedented degree. Over the last 20 years, we did need, there were many efforts, to oppose amendments. Um, the fact that we've also moved very quickly this time is that New Zealand is following Australia's example after the 1996 massacre at Port Arthur. Australia overhauled its gun laws, and since then, there has been no major incident. We had major loopholes in the legislation and the enforcement, and that is exactly why the gunman came to New Zealand rather than stay in Australia to carry out this attack.